Alright guys and gals, this is Northman, and we are back with another Tarkov. This time we're talking solo strategies. Now, I actually had this video ready to go about a week ago, and then Carl and Cam told me I missed my most repeated solo important tip. And if you guys stay to the end, it's a little bit of a secret from back when I played solo for a few years. First couple of years I played Tarkov actually were entirely solo. I actually started making Tarkov videos to get Carl and Cam to play. So spent quite a bit of time running solo raids. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll get right into it. So big thing right off the bat is you're gonna need audio. Really understand your audio and where sounds are coming from and how to interpret that. The other thing is, by playing a solo, you're going to spend a lot of time trying to move around and flank. It is your best option. If you guys are always engaging head on every fight, you're going to get destroyed by two-mans. Also, I apologize if you hear my pup. He is whining in the background. He wants attention. But big thing is movement and audio. Now, when you use both those together, you're going to actually be outmaneuvering almost everyone. A lot of people play pretty aggressive in Tarkov still, even with inertia. However, you can actually take that and use it to your advantage to set up ambushes. Solo play will actually net you a ton of good gear if you're actually patient. And that brings me to the next one. You guys got to slow down. And actually, a big thing is your time in raid. If you're going through and banging out raids in under 15 minutes, as a solo player, you're not actually going to be getting as much stuff as you would in a squad. Big thing to keep in mind is if you slow down and kind of extend your raid time to about 3/4 of the overall raid, you're actually going to be getting a lot more and better gear and items out. So you're going to make more money. I think on average, when I'm running solo, I'm around a 35-minute raid time on average, again, depending on the map. So there's good cash runs on shoreline, woods, and customs that you're going to be wanting to hit pretty regularly. The thing you want to do is actually move along a cash route, but don't go dead on it. So if you're actually paced off of it a decent bit and you can kind of swing, take more time, you're going to actually catch players out of position and be able to take one or two people out of a fight before the fight really gets going. It's a huge advantage. It definitely helps. Now, I'm actually going to have a couple clips of situations like that where just by pacing where you're shooting and being a little bit slower and careful, more careful and methodical, you're going to actually be able to wipe a whole squad easy as a solo. This brings me to my next thing, and that's going to be map knowledge. So you need to actually study the maps way more than you would as a squad-based player. You can be, customs my map, interchanges my map, whatever it may be as a squad player, and as long as someone on your squad knows one map really well, you're fine. As a solo player, you need to know all the maps super well, and so you need to actually take time and go offline, I'd say, and learn them or watch videos that show different routes and stuff. Big thing is also to prioritize what loot you're doing. So when you take in a kit, you should be able to pay off that kit in 1 to 2 raids. If you're not paying off a kit in 1 to 2 raids, it should either be a top tier kit that's super expensive, or you aren't looking at your what you're looting at well. So you need to prioritize good loot that actually pays back. Otherwise, as a solo player, your survival rate being 2 out of 3 is pretty good for most players. So if you are able to keep that kind of 60%, 66% survival rate, you're going to be making tons of money. So just make sure that you're getting at least that for every kit. You should be paying off very quickly. And now talking actual strategies. So strategies when you're in fights, you're going to want to be able to engage and disengage very quickly. You're going to want to be able to actually figure out where people are, which we've talked about. So audio is your friend there, but a big thing is always taking and putting yourself in the most advantageous position you can. If you can slow down and just take a good position that's got hard cover versus soft cover being cover that actually protects you from bullets, soft cover just conceals you. So once you are in a good position, actually engaging, You can actually do this from soft cover. If you're suppressed and far enough away, you can actually use soft cover to your advantage to shoot out of it and not be seen. So there's stuff like that. This is actually a great example of how I'm using soft and hard cover together to actually engage a couple players, and they never saw me. And it also brings me to another strategy point. You should slow down. Don't always take the fight that's right in front of you. See where people are moving, predict what's going to happen, and if you can, get them into a bottleneck where they're going to have struggles getting away from you. If you can hold a hallway, hold a bridge, hold anything where people are getting funneled, you can fight way more people very easily because they can't flank you. And that is the other tactic that you're going to want to use, like I mentioned earlier, is flanks. So if I can hit someone and then relocate and hit them from a completely different angle, if they know where I was hitting them from before, and I can move and hit them from a 90 degree or even from behind at 180, all of a sudden it throws pure chaos. People start to panic. It's very effective. So patience, as I'm showing here, where you just wait, is the other thing to keep in mind. I waited until these guys got into a perfect bottleneck position where they don't know 100% where I am. They're not going to be convinced that I'm where I actually am, and so they're going to take cover in a position where I can continue to engage them. I honestly thought they heard me, and then I re-peeked and realized they hadn't, so this just became even better for me. And you're going to want to use scavs to your advantage. So if you can actually get a position where they have to push through scavs to get to where you're shooting from, that'll actually help a ton because it can confuse them, think that there's more people in the fight. I have also, on numerous occasions, used bait shots to really draw people in. So I will pick up a scav gun whenever I can and actually use it to kind of make it sound like there's a fight going on. And people will all the time, especially once you get to mid to late wipe, all the time show up. It is amazing to me. If you fire a couple rounds suppressed and then just go ham with a scav gun, people show up. It's one of those things where people rush in too much, and you need to not do that as a solo player, which also you're about to see why you shouldn't do that as a solo player. I have no backup, so regular scav walks up and just one taps me. All right, so time for that secret tip. So not so secret, this is something I tell everyone when we first start playing, but if you're gonna play solo or do anything like that, what I suggest doing is actually playing K-pop or jazz in the background. It sounds odd, but K-pop and jazz, if you pick the right stuff, shares no sounds with Tarkov. And if you play it low in the background, it actually kind of helps muffle out some of the ambient noise, so background sounds, and it helps you have fun, enjoy your time, and that's key. If you're running solo, you're doing this, you're gonna want to have fun, so do what is fun. Run the kits you enjoy, run the strats you enjoy. This was just some thoughts and strategies to help you get through. If you're struggling, if you guys got any questions, comments, or you guys enjoyed this, let me know down in the comments below. And if you want more in depth on specific ambush strategies and stuff like that, I'll be doing that, as well as a video for duos, trios, and quads, which will actually have more strategies and movement in with it. Anyways, hope you enjoyed.